All right, folks, short intro tonight because we've got so much to talk about. How's everybody doing on this Thursday evening? Let me see who have I got with me so far, and then we'll bring on tonight's panel. Antonis is here. How you doing? You enjoyed seeing Prince of Darkness for the first time, of course. Is it the Carpenter film, or what are we talking about here? What's up, John Best? How are you? Happy Hell Night. Yes, I have seen Happy Hell Night. Yes. We've got JG with us tonight. We've got RJ here. Ready for Memorial Day weekend, always. Dark Hawk Mark is here. What's up, Mark? Daily Ghost is here. I wonder if we'll see the Daily Ghost a little later. DJ Springs is here. Tell him Freddie Cincha is here. Should I see it? Should I see Final Destination? Hold on. We're going to talk about that here shortly. Derek is here with us. We got Jimmy L here all the way from Los Angeles. How are you doing tonight, Jimmy? Vinegar Syndrome sell at midnight. Okay. All right. Is this the halfway to Black Friday thing? I think it is, isn't it? Okay. Let's see. Tony is here with us tonight. James Johnson's here with us tonight. What's up? What's up? This is your first stream. That's okay. That's okay. Glad you're here. Glad you're here, buddy. All right. Well, let me go ahead and start bringing some people on here. We've got a lot to discuss tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and bring some folks on. Joining me tonight for the first time in a while. He's been on I think he might have been locked up for a while. I don't know. We'll find out here. Joining me tonight, we have the Daily Ghost. How you doing, Ghost?
What's going on, Tiz? Good to see you.
So were the rumors true? You were locked up?
Yeah, I just got released today. I got my parole. So
okay. Well, I mean, look, you do the time, you do the crime, you got to pay the time.
Exactly.
So I won't even ask you what the crime is.
Yeah, you don't want to know. You definitely don't want to know.
yeah. I don't
it's still a short sentence, but you'd still don't want to know.
Well, you probably know people, right?
Oh yes. When you're in the clink, you tend to find people.
You just slide the judge a couple of bands and things get taken care of.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's good to see you, Ghost. How you been?
Yeah, doing pretty well. For the most part, I'm glad to be back, and I'm kind of excited to talk about at least Final Destination, because I actually saw that one in the theaters. That's gonna be fun.
Cool. Yeah, we'll definitely be talking about Final Destination here. That's for sure. And the background's looking good, Ghost. Background's looking good.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I really like. Yep. Now we got Johnny Be Good on there, so I got a plethora of posters there to.
It's very tropical. Looks nice. I like it.
Yeah, thank you very
Right
much.
on. All right. Also joining me tonight, and he's making his return after quite a little. He's probably been locked up too. Lauren, where you been?
Lots of places. Know where you want to be.
Okay. Well, what is it about people on my panel going to jail all the time, getting locked up?
So jail is a very expansive term. Sometimes you just get shipped off to a site that's not on the map.
Okay, like Guantanamo Bay, just off the map, off the grid.
You know the name of that, so no, nothing like that.
Okay, all right.
How are you doing?
Thanks, I'm doing good, man. How have you been?
Busy. Changing professions, kind of, not really. Just going to a different place. Putting the final touches on a book. Also delivering a draft of another book. Things, right? So staying busy.
So damn, yeah, you've been busy. That's good, and staying busy keeps you out of trouble.
No, it doesn't.
Okay,
not at all.
Yeah, but that's good. You're busy. You've got irons in the fire, so that's good.
Absolutely,
it's good. It's good to see you, man. It's been a while.
It's been a little while for me too.
Yeah, right on. Also joining me tonight, Dream Emulator Matt. How's it going, man?
Good. How you guys doing?
Doing very good. How you been?
That's good to hear. I've been good. Staying out of jail and places unknown. Parts
Good,
unknown.
good.
So,
Good.
unlike all you low lives.
Well, you know.
But yeah, good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's good to see you, man. It's good to see you. I like the hat, Slim Jim.
That's right.
Breaking into a Slim Jim, I like it. Very
Yeah.
nice. All right, man. Also joining me tonight, we have got Mr. Bombastic. How you doing, sir?
Good call bringing me in at the 5-minute mark. I'd have done the same.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. Joke didn't laugh. All right. Moving on. All right.
How's it going?
It's going. It's going. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Always a pleasure. Always good to see you, man. Always good. Well, I think we might have at least a couple of more people joining us tonight. So I see there's a new function here on StreamYard.
Put the comments on board.
You can show comments on stage. What does that mean?
It's going to show up it's kind of its own block.
I see.
Well, that's
Okay,
kinda
interesting. Okay, we'll keep that up for a while. See what
Transparent.
happens. Wow, very cool. StreamYard's coming up in the world, I see. So
And charging you every step of the way for it.
Yes.
of course. Hey, they got to make that money. So anyway, you guys seen any good movies lately? Bad movies? Anything? Lauren, what have you seen lately, man?
So I saw a not very good Indian horror film called Sabham. Great concept. Horrible execution for the first half. Then it got okay for the second. Can't possibly recommend it. It's about 3 women who get possessed by their husband's grandmother's ghosts because they hadn't been able to watch the end of their favorite soap opera. But these guys, the one guy runs a cable TV channel, I guess an entire cable TV company. But it's very shoestring. It's very low key in the early 90s. And when the show refuses to end, so the possession continues, he and his friends decide to create a fake version of the show and end it. It's a great concept for a film. Unfortunately, the film is not very good. So I'd say only if you have the 3 hours to spend and you're fighting insomnia. Other than that, saw Final Destination, and we'll get to that. But all I can say is go. Just go say it. Okay. It's one of the rare instances of long-running franchise that still has some gas left in the tank.
Ghost, what have you seen lately?
Let's see. Well, I have caught a few movies. I saw, of course, I don't really remember when Sinners came out, but I did see that one. I wasn't sure if that was discussed in the last stream.
We did, but please talk about it.
Yeah, no, I liked it. It was kind of a hodgepodge, I guess. I really liked how it started. I know it's been interesting to seeing the reviews because some people seem to say, oh, it's so slow and and then by the end it picks up. To me, it was the opposite. It started off fantastic. Just the look of it, the pacing. I loved just all of it was great. But then it just at the end it got. Not that it was bad. It was still entertaining. It just I don't know. It lost me a bit towards the end.
The vampires, you didn't care for the vampires?
Vampires?
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I think it was just because to me it felt so different from the first half or even the first 2/3 of it. It just felt like to me like a tonal shift, and it kind of threw me off a bit, and I wasn't really feeling it as much as I was the first part. But I thought it was, overall it was good, and I see why people like it. It's definitely entertaining. We'll check it out.
Okay. Now, Lauren, you weren't here for the last stream when we talked about Sinners. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it. I give it a C+, slightly better than average, but that's good for an American film. So, I do recommend going to see it. There's some things I have big problems with in the second half, just like Ghost. It might be different things. I don't know. We could discuss, but the vampires were pretty inconsistent to me. And then the revelation at the very end, which is meant as a sort of twist, doesn't really work if you track the movie to that point.
Well, see, that was one of my qualms with it, was that the vampire lore was kind of
Sloppy.
a little sloppy. Yeah, the vampire lore was a little sloppy. And for like, somebody who's super hardcore horror, like if you're not super hardcore horror, you're probably not going to pick up on that. You're just going to go, okay, vampires, whatever. But like to me, I was like, wait a minute, but you said that they couldn't do this, but now they're doing it, but now you're saying that they can't do it again. But then you've got, I loved that mid-credit scene, but I think in the context of the vampire lore, it really doesn't make sense. I think it's a great scene, but I really liked the movie overall. I think it's the best movie I've seen this year. But as a horror guy, that first half leading up to the vampires was incredible. Or the first 3/4 I thought was incredible. Just the characters, the dialogue, everything about it was just incredible, I thought. And the vampire, it wasn't that big of an issue for me. It was a qualm that I mentioned in my review, but yeah, they were a little sloppy with the vampire.
So light spoiler here. You've had time to go out and see this movie. I'm not feeling bad for you. I just had a problem too that up to that point in the movie, like the characters all were making very character-driven decisions, very smart character-driven decisions, really. Even if they were selfish and not pure of heart, they were making things that you could get your head around. Every single character. There's too many characters is another qualm I have. But then we get to a point where two different vampires who are inside the roadhouse both run out the front door when all they want in this film is to get inside. And it becomes the big moment in the film when they ultimately do. Well, why would they do that? One of them literally takes a hail of bullets, so we know it's not because they're worried about getting hurt. Mm-hmm. And it's just, that's the point where the plot dynamics overrides logic. Mm-hmm. And it happens twice. So I think it's a flawed film. It easily could have been an A-, by the way, with either one fewer draft or one more draft. As it stands, it's compromised. It's not a classic. It's going to be one of the better commercial horror films that comes out of this country this year. So go see it. There's enough there to recommend it. And yeah, Buddy Guy, man.
Buddy Guy. Yeah.
I would have watched the Buddy Guy movie, frankly. I saw him at BB King's in NYC 30 years ago, and he was an amazing performer then. So I was digging the after credits because that didn't ruin anything.
Yeah. What's up, Chris? How you doing, man?
Pretty good. How about you guys?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Have you seen anything good lately?
I watched Freaky Tales. I highly recommend that.
Oh,
Freaky Tales.
It's a contender for my favorite movie of the year.
Really that good?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good stuff. I mean, it's low budget, but Too Short was the producer.
Oh, dude, you got me there, dude.
It's set in the late 80s, and like he's in it, like somebody plays him, and he
Hold
makes
on.
a cameo. But
This thing's got Pedro Pascal, Tom Hanks. Am I on the right one?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
And it's
This
like
totally...
it's an anthology. It's not a horror movie. It's like a crime kind of, not even crime. It's weird. It's sci-fi. It's a lot of things, but yeah, I highly recommend that.
I don't think I'd ever even heard of it until now. Okay, I'll have to keep an eye out for that. Interesting. Nice. Okay.
Is it too short or is it long?
Zing.
It's just the right size.
She said the big ones hurt anyway.
Let's see.
It always
Matt,
goes phallic.
Have you seen anything good lately?
Nothing like mind blowing. I saw this new one on, I think it's on Shudder, called Dead Male. It was okay.
Okay.
It's about this like synthesizer technician who is kind of kidnapped, and it's kind of hard to explain. It's a little weird, but it's kind of like he's abducted, and you're trying to find out he sends a letter in the mail as a clue to his whereabouts, and it's kind of like a mystery trying to find out what goes on. But it's really, I'm not doing a good job of explaining it because it's really weird. But it's pretty good. I gave it 3 stars. It was fun. It's worth watching, for sure.
Okay.
And other than that, I watched nothing really new. I watched It Lives Again, the sequel to It Lives,
Okay.
because I've only seen the first one. And I want to watch the rest of them. And I didn't have as much fun as I did with the first one, but I'm looking forward to the Island of the Alive. So I had to get that one out of the way.
Okay.
So we'll see. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, some other stuff, but nothing like crazy.
Speaking of Shudder, there's a really good movie on there called Thesis
Mhm.
that I highly recommend. I watched it a week or so ago. Really liked it a lot. Great movie. And if you guys haven't seen, oh gosh, what is it? Ugly Stepsister.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Really
well,
like
that's on my list.
that was cool. It's been a good
Really-
year.
Really
Overall,
enjoy
been a
Ugly
good year.
Stepsister. Yeah. Those are two on Shudder I highly recommend for sure. Okay, well, who went out and saw Final Destination Bloodlines?
I'm going
Everybody?
tomorrow or this weekend.
Okay.
Not,
Yeah.
Well, I mean that thing. It's the highest opening for any Final Destination movie. It's already crossed 100 million worldwide. And what I thought was interesting was somebody posted all the different box office returns for all those movies. They've all done really well. And like I was surprised. I thought the last one would have like dropped off or tanked or something because it's been so long between 5 and this one. It did great money too. So that's a really successful franchise. And there will definitely be more after Bloodlines.
Oh, yeah.
So let's go around the horn here. Ghost, what did you think of Bloodlines?
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot. This is it's kind of what Lauren was saying earlier. It's one of the few franchises, where I still, I mean, other than the fourth one, I think most people agree that that's not the greatest one. But overall, they're just so fun and enjoyable. So I was really looking forward to this one because it was the first one actually that I saw in the theater, and I just thought it was. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was just a really good time. I mean, it's not like an amazing film or anything, but I just thought it was extremely entertaining. I thought the kills for me were great. I honestly didn't have many complaints about it, or any complaints about it really. I mean, I know there's definitely a fair amount of criticism about the CGI in it. I don't know if it was because I was sitting too close to the screen. I don't know that I didn't really notice it.
That's
I was
unfair.
Yeah, no, I thought I didn't notice. I could just be naive with that kind of stuff. I don't really know, because I don't watch as many horror movies as other people, so I'm not caught up on effects as much. But for myself, it wasn't distracting. I barely even noticed. I mean, there were a couple times where it's like, okay, that's a little off. But overall, yeah, I loved it. It was a good time.
What did you think of Bloodlines, Chris?
I have not seen it.
Oh, I thought you raised your hand. I'm sorry. What about
No.
you? What about you, Jonathan?
I really liked it, man. That was the first time I've had like that much fun in a theater in a while. Like I was cheering like during the during like all the death scenes, and people like kind of joined in, like not the whole theater, but a few people like really got into it. I haven't had that in many years. Yeah. So I mean, anybody who's complaining about the CGI, it's like, yeah, well, what else are you gonna do? It's the Space Needle. You can't really crash that. You know what I mean? Like that, it's gonna have to be pretty CG heavy for that. But even that, it looked pretty decent for what it was.
They've always used
Yeah.
CGI too, so
Yeah.
But it's nothing like it was like part 4. I think the CGI is what ruins part 4. I think if it was better, it would
or makes
actually
it
probably help that
actually
movie.
watchable.
Yeah,
You can just laugh
but
at it.
it's not a problem here. There's a lot cooler. There's a lot of cool up close kills,
Mhm.
and it doesn't. There's nothing that's overly CGI to me.
I was definitely squirming in my seat, and I don't really do that often either at home or in the theater. But there were a couple where I was just like moving
It's
around.
so much fun. It's like going on a ride. Like, and it's kind of gets cliche, but it really is like an amusement park ride going to see one of those things.
Yeah. The MRI scene.
Oh!
That was the cherry on top. That was the best. Other than my favorite thing about the whole movie was Tony Todd's scene. But the MRI scene,
That was really sad, man.
that was so that
Ooh,
was
it got me.
yeah. The MRI scene, especially the one part, like you see where all the dude's piercings are.
Mhm.
That one definitely was like, oh, what a horrible way to go.
I was like, he's gonna have a dick piercing. Watch. Oh, there it is.
You know,
God,
the one that got
everything.
me, the one that got me squirming the most. I'll just say real quick was the it was at the beginning when the girl was hanging and she had the ring and it pulled off her skin under.
Oh my
Oh.
god, that's like my worst nightmare.
Listen,
Degloving.
I laughed
Is that what
I laughed my ass off at the garbage truck. The garbage truck one was hilarious.
Something I missed, and it got pointed out to me later, was the little kid who's responsible for everything.
Mhm.
He grew up
Yeah.
to be a pickpocket, and he died the same way he would have died
Mhm.
with the piano, like the little newspaper clipping. I thought that was funny as hell. I was like, damn, I didn't notice that at the theater. But
Oh,
I like that little, that's funny. Lauren, you saw Bloodlines. What'd you think?
I liked it a real lot. It's not the second film, although it's a virtual remake of the second film, if you beat for beat. But the movie acknowledges that visually many times in the film. And if you're gonna cloy too close to the cloth, that's where you go in this franchise, because the second film just rocks head to tails.
Mhm.
So it knew what it wanted to do, and it did it. It didn't make a misstep. Characterizations were generally thin, but no thinner than in most of this franchise. And I love the brothers; they were amazing. When they introduced them, I thought I was going to hate them; they would be annoying, but nope, they were my favorite characters. But I also loved, that it's a Final Destination movie. No one lives, right? Everyone knows this, right? Ultimately,
yeah. You
you're not
want
making,
no one to live.
Yeah,
Everyone has to die.
yeah. So I felt like it's a good way forward for some of these long-running franchises. If you really must make more of these things, whether it's a slasher or a haunting series or whatever, is to really figure out what it is that made the best entry work, and just do it at a very, very, very high level. Because you're not going to innovate and you're not going to do anything cool with it. And that's been my criticism forever. But in this case, they didn't try and innovate. They just did it really, really well. And I'm okay with that. Now, I don't want one of these next year. I think they'd be very smart to wait 4 years, 5 years maybe, and then give us another.
Oh, no way
It'll be
that's gonna
10,
happen.
And
probably.
I know that's not going to happen,
Yeah.
but it's funny. I think that all franchises should probably follow a pattern where they let people want them a bit.
Well, I think that's a
Right.
big reason this is so successful right now. With 14
I-
years,
They were projecting this thing at 35 million as a projection, and I was saying 50 from the beginning, because I was like, no, there's so much pent up demand, and there's an entire generation that grew up on memes from these films.
Right.
you're right. Which
Yeah,
was
the
great with the
log
marketing.
truck.
The log
Mhm.
truck. Did you see the
The-
billboards on the log trucks?
The log
Mhm.
truck
Yeah.
is literally a horror icon. Okay,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And
And
an
it's-
underrated one for me that was just as bad. I have the same kind of fear of a 20-ounce bottle falling under my brake pedal.
Yes.
That
Yes.
sticks with me just as much as
Yes.
the logging.
Oh
truck.
yeah.
well, the second film's car crash sequence is one of horror's best moments. Period.
Oh my god! And go back and watch how they shot that too.
Mhm.
They destroyed all of those vehicles multiple times on a real
listen.
highway.
Listen, I've said it before. I said it just recently on a stream, but David Ellis, man, we lost a guy that had a hell of a future when we lost him. He only got to make 2 horror films, and a lot of people didn't like Shark Night as much, but I think Shark Night's a really fun film as well. Has that same spirit of anarchy about it, that kind of DIY bloodlust that Final Destination 2 has. I wish he had stayed alive, and maybe he could have come back to this franchise and given it that adrenaline hit it needs every 10 years or so. But
You know what's interesting? Most people seem to, when it comes to which is the best, it's always part 2, because part 2 has the most memorable kills, and of course the log truck, and
best cast.
part 2 was actually the least grossing of the series up to this
Really?
point. Yeah. So
I feel like it found a big home on video, though, man.
Yeah.
Everybody rented that thing.
I think it's
that's
some
so sad.
people
That's around
found
the time
themselves
it would
going.
have been.
I think people found themselves going back to it more than any other film in the franchise. So over time, its reputation has just simply grown.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the last time. The one with the escalator, that's the fourth film, right? I can't tell you. I think I saw that in theaters. I don't think I've seen it since. And I remember liking it tepidly, but because I don't think there's a bad film in this series. But I do think that there's certain entries I'll never revisit. I'll tell you, the original film kind of bores me. It didn't bore me when I saw it originally in theaters, but I probably won't revisit that one again. To me, the second, third, fifth, and this one are just great films to great time wasters anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have fun, smile a lot.
They're like an experience more than a movie. Like you're not there for the story; you're there to see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. I reviewed it. I liked it. Jeremy liked it a lot too. A fun time waster. Yeah. I don't know if I'll ever want to revisit it necessarily. The thing that really stuck out to me, like I said before, was the Tony Todd farewell. And according to what I saw online, he either improvised all those lines himself, or he wrote all those lines himself as like a farewell to his fans, because he knew, his time was pretty much up. So that's the one thing I'll probably remember about this movie, and the MRI scene. So, and look, it's made tons of money. And we're definitely going to get more. And, anytime horror makes money at the box office, that just means we're going to get more theatrical horror, which is a good thing.
Absolutely. You guys want to go ahead and place bets on what this resurrects? Like what franchise is going to come back because this did well?
Urban Legend.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. I think it'll do if the I always know what you did last summer, or whatever the hell they're calling it.
Yeah.
Like however that goes, I think will determine Urban Legend.
Yeah. They've been trying to get an Urban Legend reboot or like a new Urban Legend movie off the ground for a while. But if I know what if the new I Know What You Did Last Summer does do well, yeah, we'll definitely get another Urban Legend.
Do you want my ridiculous take on that trailer? None of you are expecting this. Well, Jonathan already knows.
Yeah.
I think this has an opportunity to be the best film in his franchise easily because it didn't annoy me at all.
It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, the trailer actually had some style to it. It didn't look like a Gap commercial. It looked mean-spirited. I could dig that.
They play it just right, like it introducing the legacy characters in the trailer.
And
like the tone is.
I didn't see
Terrifier. You can thank Terrifier for that 100%. It brought like that kind of mean-spirited, over-the-top shit to like mainstream audience, and it's like what's popular right now.
Well, I prefer that to what was happening in the late 90s, early 2000s. So, I'll take it.
Well, I've actually not even seen the trailer for it yet, but Jeremy's put it on the list, so I mean, we're definitely going to go watch it.
Take a look at it, Piz. You'll be pleasantly surprised.
Okay.
But I was going to say a while ago, Urban Legends is like the last big like franchise of the late 90s. And you'd have to start picking stuff like Valentine and like standalones like that after Urban Legend.
Yeah.
We're going to get a Hostel reboot pretty soon.
There you go. But yeah, I was going to say, I wonder if this will, whatever happened with the last Saw movie, if this will kind of kick it into gear.
That doesn't make sense. I still don't understand why they. That's right. They booted it and gave The Strangers Chapter 2 its release date, right?
So they did, yeah.
Dear God, that's depressing.
Well, they need to figure something out with Saw if they're going to keep it going, because like I liked the last one, but it was ridiculous. Tobin Bell was like, I mean, you could just tell he was older, and they just kind of played it off like, I hope nobody notices or something.
Lauren's brain is going to explode. It's on him.
If this is your problem, this is your problem with all the shit you excuse other horror movies. I'm sorry.
Well, no, it's not that. It's just that it's. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if they want to keep going, they've got to pull away from Tobin Bell and figure something else out that people will accept because they can't milk that cow much longer.
So
I'm just
Right.
saying.
there's a reason they were making a prequel. Spoilers, guys. We're probably not getting another film because the two surviving producers hate each other and they will not come to the table. So this is a Friday the 13th situation, basically.
Yay.
But spoilers: the kid from X was going to be the ultimate new apprentice when the time jumped back to current day. So they were doing what you wanted them to do. They were just gonna do
Jenna
trilogy.
Ortega?
No.
Oh,
Wouldn't
No,
surprise me.
but,
She's just in movies and I don't know about it.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever see another film with
Yeah.
Jenna Ortega in it ever. But no,
that's going to be difficult because she's in 90% of
It's
the movies
all
that are
of
coming
them.
out.
I can.
It is
Well,
all
not
of them.
only American films, my man. There's an answer to that.
What does Final Destination Bloodline success impact Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street or Halloween any?
Elm
Do you
Street,
think?
definitely. That's apples to apples. That's an easy choice.
See, I'm wondering if it's something more, the extreme, not extreme, but think of that wave of, more graphic horror films of the early 2000s.
Final Destination isn't mean though. It's very playful. with
It's
its
pretty
death.
lighthearted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in the late '90s horror more than the Hostel era.
Yeah,
It's like
it
that
was
gap.
bridging that gap. Yeah,
Yeah, what else was in there, though? That's what I'm trying to think of.
Well, it's
That's what I've
Hostel
been
and
trying
Saw
to
are the
think
two
of.
big ones. Cabin Fever.
Cabin Fever's one I was thinking of.
But there weren't
But
many.
they've already remade that somehow.
Wrong Turn? Can we get some more Wrong
Yeah,
Turns?
Wrong
Yeah,
Turns.
we'll probably get that could probably, I could see something happening with that. Maybe have another go at The Hills Have Eyes. That was pretty mean-spirited. It's pretty dope, too, though.
Oh, just any film in that series that has a 2 in the title is doomed. So
Oh, yeah, you can't have a 2. Just
this
make it
time,
again.
just skip right to 3. Pretend the 2 doesn't need to happen.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Thanksgiving did that, okay?
I think
Well,
though,
I-
like the success of Final Destination's real accomplishment, though, is going to be the placement in theaters of horror titles going forward. Final Destination 2 got premium screens. It got IMAX screens. It got D-Box screens. I saw it in D-Box, which is, if you don't know, that is Cinemark's theater screens that have seats that move and shake along with the movie.
I bet that was a blast.
Yeah, so horror has always, especially R-rated horror, has had a problem getting into those screens in the past. I think this will do a lot of good about letting big event horror films get in there. So it doesn't just have to be Mission Impossible and Jurassic Park.
Thank goodness. Did anybody see Clown in a Cornfield?
Nope.
No.
Not yet.
No. Okay. Like there seemed to be so much buzz about that movie up to its release. And now it's like I don't even hear
I don't hear great things, though. Like, I hear like it's very wait for streaming. You know what I mean?
I don't even know if it was playing near me. It was playing at the drive-in, but I don't know if any theaters even had it, or at least not that I saw. I'm probably wrong, but no one really talked about it. I heard it was okay, but it was super hyped up though, up to that
it was
point. I don't know what
extremely
happened.
hyped up. Yeah.
Well, the
I don't know
novel
either.
was very, very popular. That is
It's a
based
young
on.
adult novel, though, right?
No, not really.
No,
It just made it into Walmart, and so they marketed it that way. But Adams and Cesare had written a novel that was supposed to reflect like late 80s, early 90s cheap slasher films. And then today they made one based on it.
Well, that sounds
the-
pretty good then.
The real crazy thing is they didn't wait for Halloween for this title because it seems so
Yeah.
branded for it.
Yeah. Has it not done well at the box office?
No, it's done
Is it
okay.
tank? It's weird. It's just like again, there was so much hype for it leading up to the release, and now it's like 2 weeks or it was 2 weeks old. Like no, it's forgotten or something.
I'm guilty of that because I was really excited for that one, and I don't even know why I didn't see it, and I've lost interest. It just once it came out, I just forgot about it.
It looks pretty
I don't take
goosebumpy.
that as an inherently bad thing, though. A lot of movies that are really good that I love are that kind of happens sometimes. It doesn't necessarily mean the movie's bad. It just didn't hit
Yeah. I want to see it, but I mean, I guess at this point I'm going to be waiting for streaming. So
Yeah, it'll be streaming in like a week.
Oh, for sure.
On what?
I'm sure.
Do you know?
Who knows?
Probably Shudder.
Somebody
I
will
would
have it.
guess.
No, it'll be a major.
Yeah,
it'll be one of the
Shudder.
major guys. It won't be Shutter.
It's theirs though, right? Like, wouldn't that make sense?
Shutter has it?
I think it's a Shudder movie, isn't it?
I don't think so.
I think it's
no,
Shudder.
it was no, it wasn't Shutter. It wasn't Shutter.
It does have a streaming date. Let's see. It says June 10th for VOD and digital. That's
Okay.
not streaming. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about a couple of movies that I'm really looking forward to. I'm sure you guys probably are too. Bring Her Back on the 30th. I'm hearing like I'm trying to close my eyes and cover my ears because I'm hearing such good things about it that I'm like I don't, you know, when I'm hearing things that are like it's too good, I'm kind of like, okay, let me, you know, I don't want to go in there expecting The Exorcist and it's, you know.
Yeah, it is a Shudder movie. It's RJLE and Shudder. Sorry.
Oh,
Is that-
I knew
Is
it was
that
RGLE or whatever.
Aha!
Is that the Talk to Me Guys movie that you're talking about?
Yes.
That's the Philip.
Oh, that looks really cool.
It does look really good. It's got.
I've heard it's depressing as hell.
Yep.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Good. It looks great. I've just kind of glanced at the trailers, but I mean, so far the buzz is really big. Like people are calling it, they're bathing it in praise. So I'm excited for that one. And Weapons.
I'm
I've
very
avoided
excited for Weapons.
I've avoided the trailer for Weapons. I know what it's about though, but
I was so mad because when
Sounds
I
good.
saw what's this? Bloodlines. Because I saw the Weapons teaser and I was like, oh wow, that's gonna be awesome. You just felt it to your core. And I'm like, whenever that trailer comes out, I'm gonna avoid it. And then they showed it before.
It was such a good trailer too, though.
let me tell you, I had Jeremy and I went to a Ma and Pa theater to watch Bloodlines. There were 2 trailers, no commercials, right into the movie.
Nice.
Were the
So
floors
should be.
sticky though?
Loved it. No, floors weren't sticky at all. No,
You'd figure they'd be like perma sticky. You know what I mean?
No.
Like that's what you want.
We have
So I was shocked. Like the movie's starting already. Like holy crap! It was great.
we have an old theater that still runs, and it's like super cheap. But growing up, we always called it sticky floors. And last time I went, the floors were still pretty sticky. So
So yeah, those are. I mean, this could turn out to be like a really good. I think so far it's been a pretty decent year for horror, and
Nice.
you know we've got some potential bangers coming out soon. So
I was curious if any of you guys had seen. I wasn't a big fan of it. I was disappointed. That movie Ash. Have you seen that?
Oh God, I fucking hated Ash.
Okay,
No.
so-
I didn't care for it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. I want to, but
Yeah.
So that film
Great
should have been
thing.
called
Disappointing,
Pacing
man.
Problems: The Motion Picture. Awful.
Yeah. It was. There was a lot of buzz for that. Well, not a lot of buzz,
Yeah.
but there were definitely some good reviews out there and people praising it. And I was just the whole time. I'm like waiting for it to start. By the end, it was over.
Over. Yeah.
Really well cut together trailer though for it.
Yeah.
Way
Yeah.
better than the film.
we've got the tallest Chris here in the chat. He can't make it tonight. Work's been crazy the last 2 weeks. Found Destination Bloodlines was enjoyable.
That's
Well,
high
cool, man.
praise.
Yeah, right on.
nice profile
Um,
picture too.
What even is that? Come and take
a
it.
ca-
Oh, it's the
cannon.
cannon. Yeah. It's a Mario cannon. Yeah, cool. It's funny. Well, let's move on. I wanna get your guys' opinion on something, and let me share my screen here. Hold on, just 1 second. I want to get your all's opinion on this guy. This
Unibrow
is
Jason.
this is Unibrow Jason. This is it's the 45th anniversary of the original Friday the 13th, and Jason Universe has been very quiet with their quote unquote activations. And this is one of their activations to celebrate the 45th anniversary. This is apparently what Jason is going. This is the new look of Jason for everything quote unquote Jason Universe, and it is they've thrown they've dragged Greg Nicotero's name through the mud over this thing, and so there he is. There's our Jason. And I don't like the jacket Jason, everything from the neck down, I'm fine with. I mean, I think he would be a little more country strong if you're living on the lam, and he'd be a little country stronger, he'd be a little bulkier. But I'm okay with jacket Jason. That's fine. But this mask, this is the mask. This is when you're on Temu and you think you're buying a Part 3 mask, a Part 3 hockey mask. That's what you click on. But this is what you get in the mail. This is horrible. And
well, it has 13 holes, you see.
There's 13 holes, and that's got to be for a reason, because they're gonna try and like copyright hockey masks, or like have some claim over hockey masks.
God forbid, analyzed it enough to realize that it had 13 holes. Like
I have no idea. I had to count them because I heard that. I was like, wait a minute, it's got 13
there's
holes.
13. That's purposeful.
So it
so creative.
Yeah, okay. You guys take the floor. Let me know. I did a good portion of last Sunday's stream was me just absolutely pooping all over this thing. But take the floor, somebody. Chris, what's your thoughts on Unibrow Jason?
I mean, it's so stupid. It's like they don't have news, so they're just literally like I've been making the joke that this looks like some stuff you would run into on DeviantArt, the logo and this. Yeah. It's like, this is not news, dude. Like, it's like really, really weird. Like,
well, they put it out there.
Why are you reporting on this?
Like they're gonna blow someone's mind, and it's like,
yeah. Look at
and then they come out with this,
and it looks like a 13-year-old made it in the 2000s or something. It's like, dude, I mean, this is not something to show off.
This is something that was like thrown together in AI, and it took them 5 minutes at the most. Like when I posted this on my Facebook page, people were posting pictures under it that they claimed to have done in ChatGPT that took them 3 minutes, and every one of them looked 10 times better than this.
And Greg Nicotero, the thing you said, man, I would be so pissed if I was him. Like, I would not put my name on that shit.
No, dude, look at the Leatherface he did for the Texas Chainsaw game. That man has lost whatever talent he had.
I just assumed they were like, Greg, what do you think the new Jason should look like? Well, I mean, he needs to wear a hockey mask, right? Boom, Greg Nicotero.
He needs to look like the Jason that you see on the costumes. I mean, that picture, that one picture they use of Jacket Jason where looks like he's wearing the like foam mask.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
it's like he just drew it from looking at that or something.
Yeah.
But speaking of games, it looks like some kind of like alternate costume in like some video game or something.
It looks like a
DLC
X
costume or something.
It looks like the Mortal Kombat X Jason now that you mentioned it.
Yeah, it does.
The body definitely. It looks to me like if Ghost Jason from Never Hike Alone and Remake Jason had a baby, this would be it.
And then that baby drew a picture of Jason.
There you go.
From memory.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind doing something different, but this is
just this isn't different.
This isn't
different.
This isn't different.
This is a bad version of a thing.
It's the most generic version of
Jason.
Jason.
If you're gonna go different, at least
go different. Do a modern goalie mask.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they were even going for. So I guess what I'm saying,
full helmet.
That's what I was. It's so weird. It doesn't seem. It seems like they felt like they had to announce something.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not news, dude. That's not news.
It's
That's the kind of shit you release silently and hope nobody notices. And they're like announcing it like it's something to brag about. It's so weird, dude.
so okay. So Jason Universe is not meant for us. It's not meant for the consumer. It's meant for companies that want to license from the Friday 13th intellectual property reservoir, right? It's a one-stop shop. If you want to make a hoodie, you go to Jason Universe and you can get the rights to do it. This should not be being reported by Bloody Disgusting and all the websites as something that's the future of the genre on film. It's not. What you're looking at is the Jason that's going to be used on a tag on a shirt, okay? And the shirt will have art based on the films. This is all behind the curtain stuff that should never be kind of like customer facing, and normally wouldn't be customer facing the way we're getting it. It's just that Friday the 13th equals clicks. So when you're looking at
damn movie then.
Well, that's easier said than done. With the way the rights are, listen. Whatever. I don't want to relitigate the lawsuit, but the truth is, everyone wanted Victor Miller to get his way. Well, he got his way, and you're looking at it. Actually, it wasn't even Victor Miller. It was Toberoff, Mark Toberoff.
Mark Toberoff. Yeah.
That's what you're looking at. You're looking at Mark Toberoff.
But this is separate from the Friday the 13th brand, right?
No.
Like
No,
the name Friday the 13th. I thought like the name Friday the 13th is tied up somewhere.
No.
So this is all okay. That's really dumb to call it Jason Universe then.
No,
it's
not.
Assumed that was the thing.
Well, no, it's they don't really have much choice. They have to call it something, and calling it Friday the 13th is a problem. Because, okay, so what you're looking at to explain this image, though, is you are looking at the most generic version of Jason that contains all the elements they need to protect their copyright and their intellectual property going forward. They had to, because there's so many versions of Jason, they needed one identifiable version that had all the elements that they could possibly want all in one place. So you're looking at
look cool, though.
Most.
I mean, that was still an option.
It's not supposed to be, but again, this is for that if someone violates their rights, they can say, look, this is what we own. It's being reported as if like we're gonna get movies with this Jason in it. That is never gonna happen. That's not what this is. I'm sorry that
that's kind of what he's gonna look like, though.
What?
That's kind of what he's gonna look like, though.
Pretty much. Well, that's what every Jason has kind of looked like a little bit.
He kind of looks
right.
like that.
This is the most generic version of it. I listen, I don't even want another Friday the 13th film. I think it's hilarious that we'll get 12 Friday the 13th films. I think that's hilarious, and we can stop there. That's cool. But I think Friday fans are so desperate for any information that these websites are giving you anything they can possibly report on. But this is a nothing burger, really.
So you're saying this is all just hype drummed up by the big horror sites to get clicks?
Well, so they're putting it out to the consumer like this, yes, because this will get us talking and get the community riled up, and they'll get a bunch of clicks on every article. But the truth is, this was never meant to be a thing that like showed us the future of Jason Voorhees. Frankly, the future of Jason Voorhees is all over the place. There will at some point be another film. At some point, there'll be a television series. At some point, there'll probably be a fucking cartoon. I don't know. All I'm saying is that they're going to try and milk this thing as many ways as possible. Mark Toberoff did not launch a 6-year lawsuit to not do something with it. But this is but Jason Universe is the central result of that. It's a clearinghouse where it's his portal to make money with his partners, Minzian and Miller, to make money off this franchise. This is what we get. You guys might hate Sean Cunningham and feel like he ripped off everyone or whatever you want to believe about him, but the truth is, we would have had movies.
Yeah,
we would have had movies.
Sure. That is for sure.
Well, let me ask you guys. I'm sure we may have talked about this before. I don't know, but do any of you guys have any faith at all in the Crystal Lake series?
No.
I don't like television much as a format, so probably not.
I just think it's going to be bloated and a mess. I don't know how you
It's going to be a CW
extrapolate
show.
something like that.
I just don't understand what the hell it's going to be.
Yeah.
I don't understand
It's gonna be
what
a
they
CW
can do,
show.
what they're not doing. Like, I just don't understand.
I think you'd have to change fundamentally what Friday the 13th is to do it as a long form drama.
Yeah.
And I think the fans are probably not going to do it in this case. I think they'll get bored very quickly. There'll be a lot of hype first few episodes, and then I think it's going to trail off because unless they pull some kind of magic out of their ass.
Is it still A24?
Yes, they're still
Handling
involved.
That's interesting at the very least. I just don't understand what angle they're coming at this from.
Well, here's how I broke it down. They're going to try, because I mean, this is going to be what, 8 episodes? It's got to be like at least 8 episodes. Even let's just say it's 5 episodes, 5 1-hour episodes. That's 5 hours of content to tell the same story that they told in 2 minutes around the campfire in Friday the 13th Part 2. Now, granted, they're going to expand on it. They're going to go into, Mrs. Voorhees was trying to be some sort of lounge singer or whatever, and Mr. Voorhees was the owner. Elias was the owner of the club, and he was a scoundrel, and blah blah blah. And
They're gonna turn Pamela into an anti-hero.
Oh yeah, we love an
They're
origin
gonna
story, don't we?
They're going to try. They're going to try.
Dude, she was a crazy old bitch, and that's what made it work. But stop.
They're
What
gonna,
made it work is that she was barely on screen.
right.
The original Friday the 13th is not a mystery. It's not a giallo, but what it borrows from both is that not knowing what's out there, wiping people out exactly, is what made the film scary and tense.
Mhm.
As the series went on, obviously that was a challenge, but that first film, the lack of information is what makes it scary. You focus on the sounds around, the sounds of the lake, and there's a bird chirping, and there's a ripple on the water. It's an amazing film because it gets you to react to shit that normally you wouldn't think twice about because it's such an intense, elevated experience. It really is.
Yeah.
They're not going to do that with this series.
No.
Well, no,
And
it's
if they're
gonna
trying to do
it's
like
gonna be
a-
like a character-driven, like
like a Bates Motel kind
Show.
of thing, but that's a whole different can of worms we're talking
Yeah.
about. Like, I don't know how
Well,
you.
Do you remember the I Know What You Did Last Summer series? Like,
Oh yeah.
That's what that they do this all the time. It's like they just take any property and turn it. They used to do it in the 2000s with like Superman. What was the Superman one?
Oh, Smallville.
Smallville. It's gonna be like that. It's just gonna be like we take the name, the location, we throw characters in here, and it's just a show. It could be called something else, but we're gonna call it Friday the 13th.
Oh, you're talking
That's
like Riverdale with the Archie characters.
Yeah, they do this. They literally do it all the time. It's like I don't have any faith in it. It's gonna be like a CW show. They're going to wedge popular buzz topics in and try to make Pamela an anti-hero, and it's gonna be stupid. Like,
Yeah,
mark
like,
my words, people.
Even if
Remember, I said this.
even if it comes out and it's like well done, well acted, just everything, still, who's asking for a prequel to this? Nobody.
I want 90 minutes of Jason fucking people up in the woods. Can we get that? That's all I asked for. I didn't want 10 hours of how his mom.
Jonathan, I feel like there's a place you could get that, and it's called any of the films in this franchise.
Yeah, but if you want to give me something, give me a new set of
No,
tits,
but do you trust
a new set of bodies, like, and just call it a day. You can
But
make
they're
it for $15
never
million.
gonna.
I don't trust that the current iteration of Hollywood has that in them.
Yeah, they don't. If
Why don't
you want
Jesus
something like
Christ.
that, go to what was the In a Violent Nature? That's like the
No,
closest you're
no.
gonna get.
No.
Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be probably an indie studio. I don't think there's too much tied up in Friday the 13th. I'm not even talking legally, just like ideas and butting heads, and it's just I don't see it all coming together in a positive way in the end.
It's insane because it's not a deep thing.
Yeah.
No, I know.
It's not a deep well, and like, my God, just make the thing.
No, just make
Just
something
make it.
else. Leave Friday the 13th and Halloween and Nightmare on Elm Street and Texas Chainsaw. Leave them alone. They accomplished some great things. They had a few missteps, but you know what? Overall, the fans have a good impression of those titles. Make new things. Just leave this stuff alone. You're gonna fuck it up worse than you're ever gonna do something cool with it.
I agree 100%.
I get it that we just talked about how Final Destination somehow bucked that trend, right? I don't think we should think that exception is the rule.
Especially with the 80s stuff. We've got to let it go. Like,
Yeah.
They can't do it anymore.
45
Because
years.
those movies were made by studios that were small then that are big now. And now that they own them, those studios like Paramount and New Line, they don't make good stuff anymore.
And Friday didn't even start as
So-
a Paramount film.
So
New
you
Line
get,
just
like-
made fucking Final Destination though.
Hallmark.
There's still hope.
Hallmark releasing.
There's also been so much speculation recently about there's a new game in the works, or they're going to do something with the old game. They're trying to shoot down, like a lot of people were reporting that the old game's coming back. They're going to put new life into it, or it's going to be resurrected. But then like there's people are saying, no, that's not the case. It's going to be a brand new game from a whole new developer, yada, yada, yada. So there's all this turmoil about the video game. And clearly, and I think the worst kept secret is they are doing a video game. But like who, what, where, and when, that's where there's all this turmoil, at least on Twitter. Like it's crazy on Twitter with the video game nonsense. So
it's pretty clear from the very start. Like the first time they kind of announced this universe thing, the word merchandising. All they give a shit about is money, profit.
Yeah.
So that's their goal.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll all be tired of it in no time.
Listen, someone out there wants to make a Pamela Voorhees plushie, so this needs to happen.
Yeah.
Hey, we just got the ultimate Pamela action figure, bro. Okay.
That's true. We did.
I'm excited to never buy that.
It's beautiful, Lauren.
As a fan of the original film,
It is a pretty cool.
Did you get it,
I'm not
Piers?
gonna lie.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I did a whole video on it. It's beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
It's like, there's the segment of people online who are like, well, y'all wanted Friday the 13th all these years. You're getting new Friday the 13th stuff and you're not happy about it. But it's like what little new stuff, quote unquote, new stuff we're getting is just kind of lame, in my opinion. So like, I want to be excited about this new series. I want to be excited about a new game, about a new movie, about any kind of movement with this, because this is my favorite franchise. And now things are finally kind of happening for it, but it's like, it's little drips and drabs, and it's lame. It's bad. So I don't know. I give me something to be excited about, I don't know. Anyway, let's move on and let's talk about something that is equally depressing. And that is we all know about censorship and how certain shows like The Office and The Simpsons, the episodes have just disappeared because they've been deemed now as not PC or whatever. Let me share my screen again here. This just came into my knowledge recently. South Park.
Saw this.
That is a list of all the episodes that will not be included when South Park goes on Paramount Plus's streaming service. And as you can see there, that is a lot of episodes, including the classic Trapped in the Closet episode featuring Tom Cruise that Trey Parker and Matt Stone went to war with over Paramount and Tom Cruise, and they won. Tom Cruise wanted it pulled. Tom Cruise and Paramount are in bed together with the Mission Impossible movies, but South Park beat both of them. And that episode aired, and that episode is freaking hilarious. But now that episode will no longer exist unless you own it on physical. So just to Terrence and Phillip in Not Without My Anus, a classic, gone. Jared Has AIDS, gone. You Got F'd in the A. I wonder what that's about. Gone. Jupacabra, gone. Ginger Cow, gone. Big Gay Al's Big Boat Ride, gone. Gone. They no longer exist. Forget that they existed, because they no longer exist unless you own the physical copy. And even here's something else. And let me see if I can share this on my screen here. This is actually a video. Here we go.
I didn't believe it, because have you seen how certain streaming shows will edit certain parts out?
They did that for The Passion on Netflix.
Yeah.
What did they take out?
They took out the verse from Isaiah at the beginning.
And I saw that. And I saw this one. I said, there's no way. Because in Robin Hood, the one with Russell Crowe, very first thing, there's a scroll that pops up, and in old lettering, it says, in times of tyranny and injustice, when law oppresses the people, the outlaw takes his place in history. Only in the U.S. Canada, Ireland, people from Germany, they're like, it's on ours.
We're getting so played, you
in
guys.
America, and I just played it, and it doesn't.
We're getting so played.
It literally is just a blank screen for 10 seconds.
Everybody go buy a bow.
I mean,
Oh my
this,
gosh,
you talk
literally.
about physical copies of things.
What are
they are erasing history, and I know it's just a dumb movie.
No,
if
but
you think they're
that's
doing
a
it with a
little
movie,
Yeah.
they're doing it on such bigger levels.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes no time.
Exactly.
When digital comes through, it's like it takes no time for them
That's
to
so
do
crazy.
that. I didn't believe it, because
So there you go. You like your streaming services, all your favorite shows, your favorite movies. They're either going to be edited or they're just not going to be there anymore.
There is another one that's timely because it's Final Destination. Netflix took out a scene where in the first one the kid acts like he's hanging himself, like at the very beginning on the
Oh,
plane.
yeah.
And that foreshadows his death. It adds to the movie, but they cut that out because
Stupid.
no on self-harm, I guess.
Okay, so the actual act of him dying is fine, but him pretending to die, we got to get rid of that. You know what I mean? Like, where does the censorship just doesn't make sense? It's like, why are they cutting out a Bible verse at the beginning of a movie about Jesus?
Because
I just want to meet the person that works there that suggests these things. I have to. That can't be a real person.
To be fair, they've been editing the Bible since the 6th century. I don't know if that's the place to plant a flag on the censorship.
Don't edit my passion. But yeah, so as if you all needed another reason to hold your physical copies of things tight, more and more stuff is just disappearing because I guarantee you it's a middle-aged white woman that's saying that these things are just not fit for public consumption anymore.
It's ridiculous.
So,
oh, by the way, every time you're out at a flea market and you see a DVD copy of South Park, and from this point on, get it. It's going to be worth some cash. I guarantee it.
There you go.
You see, alternatively, there's a really elegant solution for this. Is that if, as consumers, every time something that people don't want us to watch, we rush towards, we'll make a market for it. And believe me, they care about money more than they care about their politics.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's why they're doing it, because they think it's
correct.
Yeah, they do it for pats on the back on Twitter.
Right, but that doesn't mean a lot if they're not making the money that they make otherwise.
That's true.
So it doesn't necessarily have to be a physical copy of something, but if a streaming service offers material uncut after it's been cut somewhere else, maybe throw some money towards them. And if enough of us do that and support a free exchange of ideas, maybe the corporations will change their tune. Problem is, physical media is dying. The streaming services are cutting back because they haven't made a profit yet, and they're trying to go with the safest possible appeal to the most people. They don't want anyone upset. So they're upsetting people to make people not upset. It is a circular firing squad, but you have to vote with your wallet, as always in life. So
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, because this is like a thing that bugs me a lot. It's like I feel like people don't fight for stuff anymore. It's like if you're watching right now and this bugs you, drop your Paramount subscription. And in the other section, tell them you're censoring stuff. I don't like it. That stuff, it's an inconvenience. It's like a sacrifice of your time, and you don't have this stuff. But like, you've got to fight for this stuff, and that's how you fight it, with money. They want your money, and like, you might not make a difference, but if enough people did, they would listen. Like, we have the power, we just don't use it. People can't get together and fight this stuff anymore for some reason. Even though we're more connected than ever, nobody fights for important stuff anymore, it feels like sometimes. And it's just like,
it's convenience. If it's convenient.
Yeah, and people just get complacent. They're like, well, I guess that sucks now. It's like, you can do something about it, you know.
We need to find one service that has done right by everyone, and we all have to rush towards it with as much money as possible and make clear why we're doing it. Then you'll watch all the competition reevaluate.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're a Paramount Plus subscriber and this bothers you, cancel it, because there's always, when you cancel those services, they want to know why you're canceling. Right in that little box, because you're censoring South Park. Or go to Netflix, cancel Netflix, and say you're censoring my passion.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take the
$6
and go buy the South Park DVD.
Exactly.
Well, they're only going to be $6 until July 1st. After July 1st, they will be very expensive.
But another thing about that, if you do that enough, because I do that, if you start that enough, you'll eventually realize that you're not soliciting a lot of these companies, because they all do this kind of stuff. And if you pay attention and actually like drop them when they start doing stuff you don't like, you'll find that there's a lot less places you solicit.
Yeah. But alternatively, like, you remember in the 90s when Walmart would not carry uncut copies of rap albums, right? Walk into a Walmart today, you can't find a cut copy. You know why? They were losing a lot of goddamn money.
They have Snoop Dogg alcohol.
Yeah.
They have Faces
Dog jammies, bro.
Because
they have Faces of Death. That's right. Exactly.
Evidently, that was like a mistake, because that came and went. There was like no restock on that.
Yeah, I never saw it.
I never saw it at ours.
I never either.
And I went to multiple
Walmarts.
It wasn't just, it was any record that had the little sticker or the parental advisory sticker on it. They claimed they wouldn't carry.
I had a ton of messed up CDs.
I had the Walmart version of East 1999 Eternal from Bone Thugs and Harmony. Y'all remember that?
Wow.
They just reversed all the cuss words, so it said it backwards.
But that burned out when the money wasn't there.
Yeah, because no one wanted to go there and buy CDs.
Take that, Tipper Gore. Bitch.
Well, here's one. Try listening to a Jerky Boys CD you bought from Walmart. Because I did.
The fucking Jerky Boys.
Yeah, that was like beep, 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 beep.
They airbrushed the devil out of Garth Brooks' album too. I remember that was like a big deal when it happened in the 90s.
He was like their artist.
Yeah.
There at the end, like you couldn't walk. You would get hit with one of those Garth Brooks.
He put the devil
CD
on his
collections.
album cover, pal. That's a no-no.
But they did that with the recent movie. What was that the movie with Rebecca Romaine Stamos?
Satanic. Oh,
Panic.
What?
Panic. It's just Panic.
It's just
only on the slipcase. So you know what you should do with that slipcover, guys, right?
That slipcover is probably worth money.
Hey, Ghost.
Yeah,
it was in every Dollar Tree, dude.
Perfect.
So yeah, there you go. You don't like censorship? Let your voice be heard with your wallet. It's just happening more and more. I mean, It's frightening. It's frightening because if you don't own South Park on physical, I mean, those episodes are just going to be gone forever. And if those are some of your favorite ones, I'm sorry.
The only thing I wonder, though, and this might be just a Lauren is nuts thing, but I'm wondering if they're creating an artificial scarcity and using like the political climate as
That's
an excuse.
entirely possible.
So later on, they can reoffer. Oh, not available for 20 years. Here it is. Pay 3 times what you'd pay for it.
The Disney Vault.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. That's a possibility.
Never let an emergency go unexploited. So
No, you're totally right. In a few years, that will be a thing.
Yep. Wow, you're probably right.
Or I'm just
it's also the first time because South Park's always felt like grandfathered in, and they got away with stuff that nobody else did. And this is like the first time that that's really happened to them, right? Any kind of
it really is. Yeah, it really is.
Think about the amount of money that's being thrown around for South Park now, though. Like, it's insane.
But I mean, think about it. Like The Office, there's episodes of The Office that don't exist anymore on streaming platforms. There's episodes of The Simpsons.
What episode of The Office got pulled?
What was it? Oh God, it's the one where they were putting stereotypes on their foreheads.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's dumb.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The idea of the show is that he's an idiot.
Exactly.
And the idea of that episode was that
but there's no
stereotypes are ridiculous.
Everybody takes so much out of context because everything's out of context. It doesn't matter.
Like there is context is dead. Context is been dead.
Context is dead. Dead. Yeah. Context is dead.
One I always bring up in this situation, it's Community. They had an episode where a guy dressed like a dark elf for a Dungeons and Dragons game. And the joke was that it was racist. And everybody took it as racist, but they cut it out for being racist. Or they removed the episode altogether.
Right, yeah.
Racist. It's like, that's the joke.
The best episode of Workaholics isn't available because Crystalia played a pedophile and then turned out to be a pedophile.
Oh.
That one's not easy to go back and watch, by the way.
No, it is wildly.
Real, like...
Yeah, he was just playing himself with a list.
Talk about art imitating life, or vice versa.
Well, not only did he play a pedophile on that, he played a pedophile in that You show on Netflix. So, like, he was just killing it with these roles, man, and just got. I guess he was method acting.
Yeah, method.
Anyways, I don't know. He'll have to ask Danny Masterson if that's like a decent like alibi when he gets there.
Danny Masterson. JG, thank you for the $5, my man. One of the first shows they did this to was Aaron Magruder's incredible The Boondocks. I remember that show. Thank you for the $5, sir. Appreciate that. Yeah. And didn't they like Apu on The Simpsons? They got to the point where they were like, Apu's dead.
They
we're never bringing Apu back. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
now King.
Yeah, he's about to. You go ahead.
Oh,
you're the one who told me this. So.
King of the Hill just recast their Khan with Ronnie Chang, which isn't bad because they moved the dude that did that over to doing Dale, because the original Dale died. But Ronnie Chang actually feels like a decent replacement for that. I don't hate that. Does that make sense? Like if it kind of makes sense and we can do it, let's do it. You know. Yeah. So let's not make a worse version of something for no reason.
Sometimes there's a good reason to do things, and it's just most of the time it's just reactive or reactionary as opposed to being smart about it.
But if they hadn't have done that, it would have been the only thing people talked about with that revival.
Right.
Well, exactly. I think a lot of times with that though, it's not like inherently bad that they recast. It's just annoying because like. More than likely, no Laotian people are offended by Khan. It's white, like rich housewives who have the problem with it.
Yeah, I hate to say it, 100% of my exposure to Laotian culture is through King of the Hill. So, like, I know where Laos is now. Like I know a lot more about Laos than I did.
The ocean?
From Laos, stupid. Oh, I can't. I'll be canceled now. Jesus,
you're going to be canceled. Yeah. I was thinking of like the that episode of South Park where you had the Chinese restaurant versus like the Japanese restaurant. Like,
Oh
why
my
is
God,
that one?
was
Is
so
that
good?
Oh,
that one's not on the list?
Shitty Wall?
Yeah.
The Shitty Wall episode?
The Shitty Wall.
I mean, honestly, there's
No,
a
is
lot
it
of
when the
episodes you can
Japanese
pick.
and Chinese restaurant owners come to South Park to teach about like Asian culture, and, like why Chinese and Japanese don't hate each other?
Well,
So you
they
might
were
think we're the same, but we're not.
Well, Genghis
they
Khan
were
would
competing for business. Yeah, it's funny.
Genghis Khan came back, right? Was like tearing down
Yeah.
the Shitty Wall.
Yeah.
Get away from my city wall!
I mean, that one's not on the list. That would have.
We
at
have
what point
a. Sorry.
I was going to say, at what point? Because isn't like just about every episode of South Park you could say is a little offensive in some way or to
Well,
some.
that's their whole thing. I don't know
That's the
why
point.
those specific.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole
ones.
point.
Yeah, damn Mongolians.
Yeah, there it is.
Stupid Mongolians.
There it is. Yeah. Oh, that was a
like
good one.
That was like my entire teenage years, just quoting South Park. And
Yeah. Danny wants to know if any of us are going to be watching Fear Street Prom Queen.
probably because I'm a teenage girl.
I'm pretty excited about that one.
I
like,
am too.
I like the
That's-
first Fear Street though.
Where's it coming out at?
Netflix.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to ignore that harder than I've ignored anything else up to this point this year.
I like it.
Dude, it's gonna be. They've got to be referential of like Hello Mary Lou and stuff like that. That's what I'm there. And the gore was good in the first one, and like the nostalgia pool was a little heavy, but I still liked it.
Well, this is a topic that will probably not mean anything to Lauren, but
So it's about wrestling.
no, it's about another television series or a streaming service series. I'm not sure. Did anybody catch the teaser trailer for It? Welcome to Derry.
I did.
I did
Now,
not.
am I misremembering, or was that show supposed to be an anthology that wasn't entirely about Pennywise? But now it's entirely about Pennywise. That's how when I first, it was only called Welcome to Derry, and it wasn't going to be. It was
was
going
like
to take place.
Like the beginning of Max, right? That was forever ago.
My memory of it was like they had specifically said we want to make this Welcome to Derry, but it's not going to be all about Pennywise. It's just going to be weird stuff that happens in because that's where just the Stephen King
no, you're
world
right.
lives or whatever. But now it's all Pennywise now. So I mean, they gave up on that anthology idea at some point. But it looks like it's just in this. If you're good, that looks like a good anthology series. You're setting it's in the center of the Stephen King universe. You can go in any direction, really.
Yeah, it sounds
I
like
don't
a
know
good
why
idea.
studios hate anthologies, though.
I don't know. To me,
I think they want to have a through line to keep you coming back. Is probably
They
the
want some kind of
idea.
merchandising vehicle, I guess.
or that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but it seems like
Hard to
they
market.
really
Yeah.
kind of screwed themselves, because now that teaser just looked like another It sequel, but it's going to be It in
The
across
60s.
10 episodes or whatever, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Are they going to have enough material? Now I'm thinking like, the same thing with the Crystal Lake series, with the It series. Like, at what point after 3 or 4 episodes, oh, it's Pennywise again. He's eating another kid. He's pulling another kid down to the drain. And oh yeah, this is fun.
You think we'll get into the whole celestial turtle thing?
Well, there was something about the turtle I saw in the teaser. Like the name of the high school was maybe something turtle. I don't know, but there was a turtle.
I want to
reference in the
see a
teaser.
giant celestial turtle
With the world on its back.
Yes, go the whole way. It's 10 hours of content, Biz. You can't give me a half hour of a giant turtle holding the world on its back.
I mean, if the ratings get low, I mean, they may throw that in there and just say, "Hey, look, y'all wanted this here."
There it is.
Oh, Manny, thank you for the $5 super chats. For the group, which horror franchise 6th film is best? Jason Lives, Freddy's Dead, H6 Curse, Saw 6, Curse of Chucky, Scream 6, or Bloodlines? Damn.
Jason Bloodlines.
It's definitely not Freddy's Dead. I've not seen Saw 6. Curse of Chucky was good. Scream 6,
Saw
no.
6 is one of the better sequels.
Yeah.
It's either Jason Lives or
Bloodlines.
Curse for me.
Yeah, I'd say Jason Lives for me.
I'll go with Curse then, since everybody's going with Jason Lives. Mark of Thorn. Thank you, Manny. Appreciate it. So, I mean, yep, it's Welcome to Derry. That's coming out in the fall. Teaser trailers out there. It didn't look bad. It just kind of, I was like, wait a minute, what happened? I thought this was an anthology. Now it's just more Pennywise. But will you guys be watching?
Oh yeah.
I'll probably check it out, but
and
I'm not the biggest.
So.
Calm down. You guys are too excited. You guys are too excited. Calm down.
Because let's be honest, like, who wanted more It?
Not me.
Exactly. No one in the world. Look, as much as we were all excited when the first It Chapter 1 came out and was actually a good film, I think all of us were shocked by that it was a good film, let alone a almost great film.
Mm-hmm.
Then the second film happened, and we discovered we got all we needed in that first film.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
No one pretty much is excited about this. I get it. Everything Stephen King needs to be done 17 times. I get it, but I'm done. I don't need more. I don't like the novel. I read the novel when it came out. I didn't like it. It was the first King novel that disappointed me. I think Tommyknockers is a better novel, for Christ's sake. I just, I didn't like the miniseries particularly because of budgetary things. It didn't really work for me at the time. I got one version of it that I like, and it's half the story. I don't need more. And I don't think a lot of people were just screaming for more It. And despite what Spirit Halloween seems to think.
Right.
It's pretty hard.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much thought It Chapter 2 had kind of done in Pennywise, but he's back.
Skarsgård's got to eat, man.
Skarsgård's doing fine. He was in, there were 12 movies released last year. He was in 6 of them. He's fine.
Hey, strike while the iron's hot, man.
There you go. Did anybody see that movie where he was stuck in the car the whole time?
I liked it, man.
I want to. I haven't seen it though.
It's fun.
That one
So Anthony Hopkins is the voice of the car, the dude in the car.
Yeah.
I like the one where he was a mute, assassin.
Oh,
That was good.
yeah, I forget that one. Yeah, I've heard really good things about that one. I've not seen it though.
It's fun.
Speaking of
Locked. There you go. Thank you, JG. Locked. the New Crow. No, it wasn't the New Crow.
No, I forget that happened a lot.
Yeah, I'd like to forget that happened. Lauren, did you see the New Crow?
I saw about 10 minutes of it, and it was exactly what I thought it was going to be, so I just didn't go beyond that.
Jeremy was pretty hyped up for that, wasn't he?
Jeremy was hyped up for it. Yeah. My favorite part of the movie was when Jeremy laughed. Jeremy laughed his ass off. The part where the guy he shoots the crow 20 times and then he puts the gun to his head and the crow cuts his arm off so he can't kill himself. Jeremy laughed his ass off at that in the theater. For some reason, Jeremy just rolled laughing at that, and then of course he cuts the guy's head off, and Jeremy cracked up at that too. I was like, "Damn!" I was like, "You're sick."
He's a sick mofo.
But yeah, that's my favorite part of the movie was Jeremy cracking up at that stuff.
I don't even understand the need to keep the crow rights in the film world. There's consensus on this one. I like the second movie. I like City of Angels.
I do too. I like it a lot.
I think it's an exceptionally well shot film. But it's the same damn story.
By the time we're at Furlong, buddy,
you got Iggy Pop running around. There's enough in that movie to justify its existence. But no one has liked anything since. There is no fan base for Crow sequels. like let it exist, let it breathe, let it be a thing.
Yeah, and I don't. Yeah, people aren't begging for. I don't think people are begging. People love the Brandon Lee Crow so much. It's like they're fine with that. Like there was nobody dying for a new Crow movie. You know what I mean? So,
Well, quite literally, somebody did for the first one, and we can't really
somebody
afford
did
to
for the
do it
first one.
twice. And that adds to the mystique.
It does.
It does, yeah.
And that's
You
the thing.
can't divorce it, so you might as well embrace it.
Even if
they
they're
went a
like,
different direction than Twilight Zone, you know.
if they're focused on money so much, honestly, if they had just re-released the original one because it has that mystique and people have heard about it and stuff, they probably would have made more money doing that.
You're right. It probably would have, yeah.
You know what? That's the kind of project where I don't think the fans would have been overly hostile to the idea of going back to the CGI replacement faces and stuff in the film that are wonky in the original, and fixing it and releasing it as an updated version. I think the fans would have been okay with that. And yeah, no, you didn't need. The other thing is about remaking these projects that are like not complex films to begin with. Is like, do you really think you're going to make a better film? No.
Yeah.
So what are we really doing besides just playing to see if people will show up for the name?
Well, that's the whole flaw in the remake system.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, it's always a cheap imitation, no matter how good it is.
I think if something's been gone for 50 years and gone for 50 years, not endless sequels after it, you could probably remake it and it's a legitimate thing. So like, as bad as the John DeBont Haunting is, I get why they made it. Because the Wise film is brilliant, right? But what is that, 1960 to 1999? It's probably long enough to justify a remake. Or Cronenberg's The Fly, or A Thing from Another World.
Well, I'd argue though that is unnecessary too. I think remakes should be for movies with good concepts that didn't quite pull it off. Rather than, what's the point in remaking a classic? Because it's good. It's like, I don't know.
I would argue that it has been done well. Like, I think that Hammer's Horror of Dracula is a fine update on the Lugosi Dracula, and it is, and it doesn't go back to the source material. It's definitely cribbing from the Universal classic. But in the modern Hollywood, once again, do you trust them to do it? And that's the bigger problem.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Weston brings up an interesting point. Revenge of the Sith was re-released, and it made tons of money at the box office.
And nostalgia is stupid.
Well, see, it's I looked at it like where Star Wars is now. Like when those prequels were coming out, everybody hated them. Everybody hated them. They're bad movies.
They are,
but they're good by comparison.
Compared to what we're getting today, people flock to the theater to watch Revenge of the Sith.
Well, that should be more of a thing anyway, by the way. Just like, why does every theater only show new movies? Why aren't they showing and making a big deal about it? We're going to bring back Nightmare on Elm Street, and we're going to show 1, 2, and 3. Why don't they do that and like advertise it just like they do new movies?
They would do that in the 80s too. It would just re-release like something that came out 2 or 3 years ago. They just, because you didn't really have another way of seeing it again, but still.
Some theaters will do that. They'll have like a retro night, or there was one chain of theater, I forget, but they called it a thing, and they I mean, that's how I saw The Shining on the big screen. That's how I saw Jaws on the big screen. That's how I saw Blade Runner on the big screen. There were several others.
The Dead Pit guys used to do 35 millimeter print screenings at that tiny little Strand movie theater.
The Strand.
That was super cool because those were 35 millimeter prints. It's a shame that they didn't get to keep doing that. I know how much fun that looked like. I would have totally got out there.
Exhumed Films out of Philadelphia just bought the Wind Gap Theater, and all they're doing is repository screenings. That's all they're doing. It's ridiculous. It's awesome.
Well, okay, and people are saying in the comments like Alamo does this. You just have to look for them. What I'm saying is, why don't they make it a big deal? Why don't you see ads for it on TV? It's a national chain thing, not just this one in this one town is doing it, and if you find it, you get to go see it. But like actually advertise it and you know,
Yeah, I
maybe
mean, I've
like a
been to
popcorn
some
bucket.
at my theaters, and it'll be like me and like 4 other people in the theater. So it's sad. They should do a
When I
better job of advertising it.
when I went and saw Jaws in the theater, it was packed.
Mhm.
Packed. It was a great experience. Oh, no, another funny. Jeremy went with me to watch Blade Runner, and there's the point where Rutger Hauer is like messing with the he's picking on one guy, just being really mean to him. Jeremy cracked up at that. Like Rutger Hauer's bullying this guy, and Jeremy just thought that was funny. Like, I don't know. He just has a weird sense of humor. He likes when people are mean in movies, or when people get murdered. He likes it. But that was a good one. That was a cool one to see on the big screen too. It's all they're not playing like a print of the movie. They're playing like a Blu-ray of it. But still, it's cool to see it on the big screen.
I just get annoyed that films go out of even first run films go out of theaters so quickly that if it's a smaller title that you wanted to see, if you don't see it in its first 14 days, it's on streaming and it's gone out of the theaters because there's no room. The window is so short now that even stuff that I do want to get out to see, I have to make choices. And I watch a lot of international cinema, so sometimes there's something domestic that comes out that I want to give a chance to, but honestly, I know that the import will only be around for a week, so tie goes to the runner, right? So I wish that
same with
the theaters have 12 screens, right? They have probably a total of 60 showtimes in a day. They can afford to take some chances.
Yeah, I agree. I forget what was the movie. I was looking. I think it was a Regency theater, and I was looking to see what they were playing. And literally, they had, what was it? Was it that last? It might have been that last Marvel movie. They had it on. They had like 12 screens. It was playing on at least half of them, and it was playing. I'd never seen so many listings in a single day. Like it was playing like every half an hour. I was blown away. Like, holy crap. Like, no wonder you can't see other stuff. Like 12 screens. Half of them are one movie.
Right, because the digital window on that new Marvel film is probably a month away. They only have so much time to make it, and they know that their first, again, 14 days is what they're going to make money on, and after that it's going to be dribs and drabs, because something else will be in its pocket. So,
yeah.
But I will say, like a year ago, 2 years ago, I was complaining that the theaters weren't selling merch, and they're selling merch now. They're coming along, they're evolving finally. I'd say, Piz, I think that back when I was first on Sausage Factory with you back in the day, I was screaming about this stuff. So I'm seeing some of it come to fruition because the theaters are desperate to survive. But there is no reason why they couldn't take any number of tests. Why is The Godfather not on a screen in your state every weekend, for that matter? Or the original Star Wars, or a Star Trek property, or The Exorcist, or anything that's big enough to make an impact, or even smaller titles that are just beloved. But I think people would show up to see The Beastmaster in the theater.
Huh? I would.
You couldn't do it often, but you could do it.
I think the theaters are probably scared to take the risk. It's not that big of a risk, but if it doesn't pay off, they're just out the money, and so they don't even want to bother with it, maybe.
Yeah, but is anyone going to see that Marvel project in its 4th week? The week before it hits streaming?
Probably not. Very few people.
They could do it. They could.
Yeah. Let's see. I've only got one other thing that I wanted to mention tonight, and then we can open up the floor to questions from the audience or whatever else you guys want to talk about. But the first Scream Factory release in a long time that really kind of drew my eye was this new Mario Bava box set. A lot of great movies in that set.
Absolutely.
And it's good to see Mario Bava get some love because he is the godfather, really, of it. We were talking about the Godfather. He's the godfather of Italian horror. So I don't know. I pre-ordered that puppy. It's not cheap, but I think the amount of movies that you're getting in that set it's not that bad a value. I don't think.
Great artwork too on that thing.
Yeah, beautiful artwork. You get you get a book, you get a poster. It looks like a really nice set. So,
Yeah,
and I'm surprised there's so many people who love like Fulci and Argento, but like they've never really opened the door to Bava, and I think now's probably a good time.
yeah. Listen, there's some absolute classic films in there. I mean, it starts with one of my very favorite films of all time. Black Sunday is as good as the genre gets. Period.
Mm-hmm.
My problem with the box and why I can't order it is I own like everything but the Western and the sex comedy that's on it. So I'm kind of good. And it does annoy me too that the AIP versions of Black Sunday and Black Sabbath are not on it. But you have to be a super fan to care. I get it. I grew up watching the American versions, so I like having them, and I do like visiting them every once in a while. But Bava is one of the best that's ever lived. Not just in the genre, he's one of the best directors that has ever lived.
Mm-hmm.
If you saw that last Beetlejuice movie, the Bava references all over the place, including name checking the man, and a extended sequence that was completely aping the style of his films. I mean, you don't get Tim Burton without Bava existing. You don't get Dario Argento without Bava existing. You don't get Sean Cunningham. You probably don't get John Carpenter as we know John Carpenter. You get John Carpenter, just not this John Carpenter.
Mm-hmm.
Mario Bava is that important. So yeah, buy that box set if you don't already own a ton of the movies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just looking. I mean, just kind of scrolling through here. Baron Blood is great.
Great.
Kill Baby Kill, Black Sabbath, of course. I've actually never seen The Girl Who Knew Too Much, so that'll be the first time watch for me.
It's considered the first Giallo.
Okay. Of course, A Bay of Blood. I think if you ask most people about Bava, A Bay of Blood might be the thing that pops up because so many people compare A Bay of Blood with like Friday the 13th, and it's not Bava's best. It's not Bava's. It's definitely not the best Bava movie, but when you watch that thing, you're going like, oh wow! To me, it's like the movie that really bridged the gap between giallo and like an American slasher.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Cunningham and Steve Miner swear up and down they never saw it. But then
it was distributed in America by Hallmark, so that's very questionable. But I'd say the second Friday definitely. There's no way they're coincidences. The first film not so much, except the setting. But the second film, Friday 2, is completely a strong homage.
You even get the thing across the guy's face, which is right from yeah. So yeah, a really nice box set, and a lot of other, you can, if you're not sure about the box set and you just want to dive into Bava, I think a lot of his stuff is on Tubi. So,
and the Kino editions are still out there that are beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Shudder used to have a bunch of his stuff too. I don't know if they still do, but definitely worth looking into.
For your audience specifically, $5 for an August Moon is probably the film they probably should start with. Honestly,
Blood and Black Lace. That's another great one.
Awesome.
Yep. The Girl Who Knew Too Much is great. Cool. The twist. Oh yeah, Rabid. I don't think Rabid Dogs is on this set, is it?
No. It wasn't on the listing you sent me anyway.
No, it's on here, but it's under Kidnap. So is it the different cut of the movie? Because there's two cuts. There's the Kidnapped cut and the Rabid Dogs cut. And the Rabid Dogs cut is the better cut. But Kidnapped is listed here.
Okay.
That's interesting. I don't know. We'll see. I'm interested to see what cut that is. But I like that movie a lot. Yeah. Great twist. Anything else on you guys' minds you want to talk about tonight, or the audience? You guys have any questions or anything for us? By the way, if you've not dropped a like on the stream, please do so. I'd appreciate that.
Oh, just real quick, while we're talking about Bava, Cauldron has a Lamberto Bava box set coming out of some of his lesser known movies that looks really cool.
Yeah, I pre-ordered that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I think that ships like next month.
Yep, I pre-ordered that. Yeah, looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to that TerraVision. What's it called?
Oh, the shoestring. No,
shoestring slashers. Yeah. I've got that. That one's supposed to be shipping pretty soon, so I'm looking forward to that one. But just Sledgehammer,
I did pre-order Sledgehammer.
Did you?
Did you see they released a shirt and a mini Sledgehammer now too? You can add.
I saw the shirts. I didn't see the Sledgehammer.
There's a mini Sledgehammer you can get now too.
Oh, that's cool.
So I had to get that. I love Sledgehammer.
My copy of John Rowland's Iron Rose came today from Indicator. If you're a fan of this film, and it's definitely slower than a lot of people would be comfortable, but it's an amazing film. It's one of Rowland's absolute best. I don't know. For what it's worth, my suggestions don't matter.
Oh, don't say that, dude.
They don't. It's okay.
If one person takes your advice, it's worth it.
I'm that person.
I'll take your advice because I put that on my list. I saw the announcements.
No, you've gotten me to watch a ton of stuff I would have never otherwise watched.
It matters, Lauren. It matters.
Oh, well, thank you. The Indicator has done an amazing job with the genre catalog. Their disc of Fascination is one of my favorite films of that entire period, and that is so clean. It's ridiculous. It's beautiful. This is really good too. The entire collection has been good. The problem is they're running out of horror films. They basically have just Living Dead Girl and Grapes of Death left to release of his horror catalog. Lost in New York is kind of a horror film, but mostly not. But then otherwise, they're just sex comedies and pornography, and I'm not going to buy those. So we're almost to the end. People didn't see that.
You had me at porno.
Rohan made some pornographic films. He did. I'm not a connoisseur of them.
Where's Dan? By the way?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, where's Dan?
Dan will be buying them.
I think he's
Dan,
with
yes.
us tonight.
And they will be upgrades for Dan, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Dan has everything. It doesn't matter what the genre.
I got to peek.
Got
he took the camera around the room one night, like off air. Oh my god. That's I've never seen that many movies in one place. That man has a collection to beat all. I'm telling you right now.
Well, that's why he has to continue selling drugs.
He has Blu-rays in his bathroom.
That's literally true.
Wow. Well, you know, he's reading the plot synopses on the back while he's on the can, I guess.
That's the only way you could watch that much stuff, yes.
Yeah.
I guess. Anything else on your all's minds? No? Nothing?
No.
Chris, what's on your mind? You look like you've got a lot going on in your head there. What's going on? I love that look on his. What?
I've got a Nickelodeon ink pen.
Hold on.
Whoa. 25 cents, baby. At,
yeah.
At a yard sale. Nice. Also got this.
That's cool.
What the heck is that?
It's Hamburglar.
Oh, the Hamburglar.
He's a trick-or-treater. And it holds candy.
Nice.
You're finding these at yard sales?
Well, I found because I got this one too. It was a juicy, little box on a table randomly. This is from KFC. It was for the Casper cartoon in the 90s. Glows in the dark. I got a couple other ones, but they're somewhere else. This is what I do. I buy Happy Meal toys.
Yeah, man. I always look out for those things. I got a bunch of them.
They're so cool.
Yeah, I saw you got some Nickelodeon. You got a Nickelodeon something recently.
I got I have the Blimp, which was like a kaleidoscope or something.
That's sick.
Then I have the microphone with like the slime on it.
Yeah, that's
and
what
other
it was.
stuff.
The
Yeah,
microphone.
yeah, yeah. And then like I don't even know what it's supposed to be. It's like a little remote thing. It has like a it flashes. It's I don't know. I try to get all the.
I want
I would have
all
given
of
my
those,
right.
Go ahead.
I would given my right arm at one point for a Nickelodeon Kids Choice Award. I always wanted to look inside one of those bad boys.
I mean, I'd give my left arm for all the like they made radios and like desktop pencil holder things, and like I want all that stuff. I want like a Nickelodeon room. That would be dope.
They did have the best like merch in the 90s.
Their aesthetic was on point, dude. They were like a culture.
Great.
In the
Green
90s.
slime.
That's all you need, man. Green slime. I'm a big fan.
Oh man, somebody asked us about our thoughts on Jacob's Ladder. Are we all a fan of Jacob's Ladder?
I want that to get a 4K. I love Jacob's Ladder. I don't believe it has one yet.
Does it have a Blu-ray?
Feel good.
It has a Blu-ray, yeah.
It has a Blu-ray, yeah. It has a Blu-ray. Matt, what's going on over on your channel, man? What can we expect coming up on your channel?
I'm working on a Sledgehammer review right now, which was totally had nothing to do with the TerraVision release. It just happened to be starting it right when that got announced. So that's coming up soon, and I got some like physical media stuff, like some weird. I found this at a antique mall. This Tombs of the Blind Dead box set.
Oh, nice.
From this is Blue Underground, actually.
That is very.
So I'm going to do a little video on that and some other little things like that. So stuff coming soon, and then I think Chris and I are going to be doing a stream soon, watching some old snack cartoons from like the 90s.
Hell yeah, brother.
Okay,
so this should be fun.
Cool. What's going on? What can we expect coming up on your channel, Chris?
I don't know. I've got plenty of ideas. It's just the time factor. I'm trying to put my efforts into other more pertinent endeavors. But I'm not like not gonna make a video. I just don't know when it'll be.
Okay.
I need to get to the point where I can stream. I have like a problem like motivating myself to stream. If I streamed, I would be a lot more present on my channel, I think.
Okay.
I'm working on it.
Okay. You just gotta get over the streaming hump. Once you get over the hump, it's
I mean, I've been on here for like 5 years, man. When's the hump gonna?
Well, but I mean, I'm talking about like when you're. It's different when you're just by yourself.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what I'm trying to push myself to do is like work up the nerve to stream by myself at least semi-regularly.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to do though, man.
It is, man. I do it like not as much as I used to, but I know you guys always show up and I appreciate it because otherwise I'm just sitting there like
yeah,
talking to myself.
That's a fear. Also because I'm like admittedly very flighty and like spur of the moment. So like if I did a stream spur of the moment and nobody showed up, I would feel like a fool. You know what I'm saying?
That's always a you never know when you go live. Maybe people will show up, maybe people won't. You never know.
Yeah.
So, but if people don't show up, then you work your new stand-up comedy, your
right.
routine. You work some new material.
True.
So, you're like I had a grandmother who was rich. She was epileptic. She went to an auction, had a seizure, lost all her money. That didn't work. That's why I got to do this. I got to work on my material. Man, that was my best joke too. Damn, got to put a lot of work in. What's going on the Visited by Voices channel?
Just put up a kind of video essay about imploring the audience to stop collecting movies and start watching movies, which is not about not buying movies. It's really about the fact that we should be more concerned about the movies we're watching than the plastic and cardboard they come packaged in. Tomorrow, the next installment of Cabinet of Curios comes out. That's the 9th episode from Matt Doyle's series. He's covering what he calls aerobicides because he's in the UK, but we know as killer workout here in America. And then early next week, the next episode of Dead End Drive-In, Dan's show, comes out with Dirk and Darren. They're covering Cries and Shadows, which you know as The Return of the Exorcist, and Night Child, which is a great little film. And then sometime next week, probably late next week, there's another video essay I have coming out on slasher tropes, and it explores why the tropes exist and why we're tired of them. So that's the next couple weeks.
Okay. Hey, Sam laughed at my joke.
Well, there you go.
Sam is very
There's a feather in
kind-hearted.
your cap.
So somebody laughed at least. All right. Well, let's. I guess we can wrap it up then and call it a night. Ghost, where can we find you on social media?
Yeah, you can just go to my website, it's thedailyghost.com. I actually did a video for the first time in quite a long time. I did a commentary for the 1985 comedy Moving Violations. So if anyone's interested, you can find the link for it on there. I'm going to try and do more videos. It's taken me years to even get kind of to that point. Kind of like what Chris was saying in a sense. So yeah, hopefully there'll be more videos on the way soon. So yeah, Daily Ghost, thedailyghost.com.
Thedailyghost.com. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Chris, where can we find you on social media?
RetroCryptCo.com is my business. I kind of wanted to ask if people would follow the social media side, like my RetroCrypt YouTube page, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff.
Okay.
Like instead of asking to like go shop at the store, just try to get people to, because that's like, that'll go a long way. If I had people like seeing my ads and stuff and like sharing them and liking and commenting and like getting the algorithm to stop ignoring me, you know, that would go a long way in helping me out because times are tough for small businesses right now.
Okay. All right. There you go. I just posted the link in the chat.
Thank
to
you.
the
And then
website.
Slasher Home Video is my YouTube channel.
Right on. Matt, where can we find you on social media?
Dream Emulator Home Video on Instagram and Dream Emulator on YouTube.
Okay.
That's it.
Lauren, where can we find you?
At Lauren Dixon on the Twitter, although I never post anything. And, of course, Visited by Voices 1 on the YouTube. And Amazon.com, just search for my name. You'll find all my wares theirs. There should be a pretty big announcement coming in the new month, so stay tuned. There might be some more printed words for you out there.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Jonathan, where can we find you on social media?
Nowhere. I'm just kind of around, you know.
You're just lurking in the shadows.
I'm just here.
JG wants to. What's your Twitter, Chris?
Well, it's like usually at RetroCrypt or at RetroCrypt LLC. If you go to the RetroCrypt YouTube page, though, in the like links or about section, whatever, there's links to all the social medias. If that helps.
Cool. We've got Cliff Booth here. I'm not going to acknowledge his comment, though. Not going to acknowledge it.
Team Perusa, baby.
That's right. That's right.
She's beautiful.
She is. She's a beautiful actress. Good actress. Beautiful lady.
Got a mouth like a trout, though. I mean, that is true. You know.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
I was going to say, is that a bad thing? Anyway, let me do some shout outs here and then we'll call it a night. Shout out to JG for the $5 super chat. Appreciate that, sir. Shout out to Manuel Villarreal. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Appreciate that very much. Let's see. We had Polydactyl Productions joining us over on Twitch. Thank you for hanging out with us over there. And let's see. Who have we still got with us here on the YouTube? We got Brian Trash. We have got my old pal Horror Orman. We got the Trash Stash. There's JG. We got Danny Huckins, who says there's going to be 3 seasons of Welcome to Derry. Okay. We got Tactical Therapist, Dr. CZ Death, which is, of course, the tallest Chris. Shout out to him and to Sam. Weston Warner, Saturn Video. Let's see, who else did we have with us? Pumpkin J. Storm 613. Scratch Burno. Let's see, who else was hanging out with us tonight? How far is the chat going to let me go up? Movie Fan was with us tonight as well. But yeah, thank you all for hanging out. We appreciate it. Have a great rest of your week. And until then, take care. We'll see you later. Peace.